Hello guys, welcome to my channel Nita Crochets. My name is Anita. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make this very simple top. It's long sleeve mesh. I have done a top like this before, but I got complaints about the resolution of the video, and most of you were like asking me to redo it, and I really didn't have the time to like make it again. So first of all, I am going to be working with Robin 100% acrylic. It's 50 grams, and I'm going to be doubling my strands. All right. Here I am working with a 6mm hook. And you're going to need a pair of scissors. And then you will need a darning needle and a tape measure, okay? But this will fit a size medium with a bust that is 37 to 38 or 36. Let's literally say the fact that it's more like a tank top, not like fitting. It can fit any size that is between small and medium. Okay, not forgetting, I have a Facebook group that is Nita Crochets Community. Please endeavor to go and join my group and share any recreations of projects you have worked that have been inspired by my designs or have been inspired by my tutorials. Or you can also just share anything you would love to see me recreate, okay, and share tutorials here with you guys. Thank you so much. So let's get started. So I'm going to have to make a knot, just like that. Get my hook and just insert it into the loop, and I'm going to work a total of 16 chains, okay? 1 2 3 4 15 16. This is the length from the top of my shoulder, okay? The top of my shoulder, that's from the neck to the end of the shoulder. All right. Okay, so we have 16 chains, and into the second chain stitch from the hook we are going to work a single crochet and continue working one single crochet into every stitch until we come to the end of the row. You must have a total of 15 chains, 15 stitches. Yes, so we have it right there, and now we are going to work 4 chains. Turn your work. So 3 of these chains are going to act as a stitch, which should have been here. So this is the stitch we are going to skip, and now into the next, which is the 3rd stitch, we are going to work a double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the very last stitch. Okay, there we have it. So I have 7 chain gaps, as you can see, and now I am going to chain 4, turn my work, skip 1, and work a double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. And this is what I am going to do until I come to the end of the row. And lastly, chain 1, skip 1, work 1 double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch of the 4 that started the previous row. So this is what we have. And I'm going to let you guys do the same thing until you have 4 rows, a total of 4 rows. When I get back, I show you what to do next. So I have my 4 rows complete. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to chain 4, and I'm going to start an increase because now I want this to be the increase towards that curve that I want for my neckline. All right, something like that. And now I'm going to start right here to increase. So chain 4 and work a double crochet into the very first stitch, just like that. Chain 1, skip 1, work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of the row. So once at the end of your row, you are going to chain 4 and turn your work. Skip the very first stitch, skip 1 and then work 1 double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next stitch, and do this until you come to the very last stitch at the end of the row, just like that. So work into the very last stitch. Okay, now here we are going to chain 1 again and then work another double crochet into that very last stitch. So we have increased twice so far. If you can see, we made this V and now this V. So I want you guys to repeat this until you have a total of 4 rows of increase. So just follow these 2 steps to work 2 more rows of the increase so that you have something like this. You see, I have 4 increases. All right, so once you have this, you are going to cut your yarn and follow the very same steps from the start until here to make a second piece of this. So when I get back, I will show you what to do next. So guys, here we are. I have these 2 pieces and this is how they look like. All right, now first of all, you should make sure you mind the side on which you're making your increase, because this is going to be the left piece and this will be the right piece. Yes, so here we are not going to do anything much different, but I'll grab my hook, my tape measure, and just try to measure this. Okay, I have 5.5 and I started with a width of 3.5. Okay, so 5.5. What I usually do for my increases here is I usually just have a length of 10 inches for I usually just have a length of 10 inches for my sleeve. Sometimes it's too wide, but sometimes I'll go down up to like 9 or 8, given what I want. Okay, so I'm just measuring that to see that I am keeping in check with it. Here I'm going to chain 4, turn my work and work a double crochet, skip 1 and work a double crochet in the next. Okay, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next, and this I am going to do until I get to the other side. Okay, so this is what we have. And once again, I'm going to work an increase, chain 1, work 1 double crochet into that very last stitch. Okay, and now I'm going to chain 11, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So I'm doing 11 because if you get so wide here, then you are going to have something super wide for your neckline, which is what I am trying to avoid. Okay, so I'll chain 11 and then yarn over, work a double crochet into the very first stitch on this side of the left piece. Chain 1, work another double crochet in that very same stitch. Don't mind about this end. I will try to work this end underneath when I'm working like the edges. So here I'm going to chain one and work one double crochet into the next stitch. Chain one, skip one double crochet in the next, chain one, skip one double crochet into the next stitch, and this I am going to do until I come to the end of my row. So yes, there we have it. Okay, and this is how it looks like. Yeah, it looks wide, I know, but it will make sense later. Now, as you can see, I am approaching the, let me say, armpit, so I need to make that curve that will go all the way to the middle of my armpits, like yeah. Chain one, chain four, and turn your work. Chain four, turn your work one double crochet into the very first stitch. So we are making an increase. Chain one, skip one, work a double crochet in the next, chain one, skip one, work a double crochet in the next, and this you're going to do until you come to the end, until you get to the chains that we worked for our bridge. So yes, once you get to the bridge, you will chain one, skip one, and work into the next chain stitch, chain one, skip one, work into the next, and this you'll do until you get to the end of the bridge, and then continue with the very same pattern that we have been working. So yes, as you can see, I have one stitch left, so I'll just chain one and work a double crochet into the very first double crochet stitch. Okay, see that? Now continue with the chain one, skip one, work one double crochet into the next stitch until you get to the end of the row. Okay, so once here you will work a double crochet into the third chain stitch of the four that started the row, then you chain one and work another double crochet in there, so we make an increase at the end. This is how my work looks like. Okay, you see that we have an increase here and an increase here. So what next am I going to do? I am going to chain 4, 1 2 3 4, turn your work into the very first stitch. So once again I'm working an increase. Okay, chain 1, skip 1, work 1 double crochet in the next, and you are going to do this until you get to the end on the other side. So once you get to the end of it, you will work here double crochet into the very last stitch, and then chain 1, work another double crochet in there to work an increase. Just like that. So literally you you are going to follow the very same step, okay, and work your next row, and from there that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do next. So once you have your row complete, just like I do, you are going to cut your yarn, and now just secure your end. So we are going to get back to our foundation chains just up the shoulders, and now we are going to work our back piece from this start, okay, from this point. And here I'll insert my hook into this end, pull through my yarn and chain. There is no reason as to why I have to work any chains. I've already worked at least a row of single crochet, so I know my joint is firm. I'm going to just chain 4 straight up and skip 1 into the next. I'll work a double crochet, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next, and lastly chain 1, skip, and right there. Okay, literally it has to go in here, but I feel like my hook is going to give me a hard time doing that, so I just want it to go into the right position. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, exactly. So I'm going to chain 4, turn my work 1 double crochet. All right, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch. And this I am going to do until I come to the end of the row, and just do the very same thing for the next row. So I'm going to get back once you have your next row complete. So guys, yeah, we have 3 rows of double crochet, and at this point I'm going to cut my yarn and just secure the end, and I'll cross over to this side, insert my hook in there and work my 4 chains, skip 1, into the next stitch you work a double crochet, skip 1, work a DC into the double crochet in the next stitch, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next, and this you do until you come to the end of your row, and make sure you have 7 gaps. Okay, and now just like we did on the other side, you are going to do this until you have a total of 3 rows. So let me meet you once you have your 3 rows. So okay, literally, to just make this easy for you guys, we are going to count the chain gaps here. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, 12. All right, and it's here that we stopped working an increase for this part. Okay, so we also count these chain gaps in here. So that is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that means even here, as we work our increase, or as we make chains that are going to bridge up all this, we must have 30 chain gaps in there. Okay, so I'm going to chain 4, and skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next stitch, and do this until you come to the end of your row. So once here, I am going to work an increase, so I'll chain 1 and work a double crochet into that very same stitch. So literally I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, that means also this side they are going to be 8. So we have 16 stitches and 14 more to go to make it 30 chain gaps as we want them to be. So that means 14 times 2 is 28. So 28 gives us the number of chains that we have to work in between here. So I'm going to work 27 chains. 1 2 3 23 24 25 26 27. Okay guys, 27. So right here we are going to work a double crochet into the very first stitch on this side and work another double crochet in there, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next, and do this until you come to the end of the row. So first of all we work 27 stitches because what I would call the 28th will be this very double crochet that starts on this piece. Okay, that's why I said 27 stitches to be worked instead of 28, because this is the 28th. Okay, that will act as the 28th exactly, that's what I mean. So we are going to chain 4 and turn our work, but let me first show you where we are. See that? Okay, in here we are going to skip 1 and work a double crochet just like you have been working, and now continue doing that until you come to the chain stitches that we just worked for the back of our bridge, for the bridge of the back of our piece. So guys, we chain 1 and skip 1 and work a double crochet in the next stitch. So that's 1. I want us to just count the chain gaps we are going to have. That's 1 chain gap. We have to have 14, all right, if you remember. Chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch. Those are 2. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next stitch. Those are 3. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet into the next. Those are 4. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. Those are 5. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. Those are 6. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. Those are 7. Guys, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Those are 8. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. Those are 8. Let me just be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are 9. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. Those are 10. Guys, chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. Those are 11. Counting down. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. Those are 12. Chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. Those are 13. Guys, chain 1, skip 1, a double crochet in the next. Those are 14. We had it right, yes. So we are going to work skip 1, chain 1, and work a double crochet into the next until you come to the end of the row. Okay, you guys won't understand why I'm happy, is because whatever I'm doing right now is just me grabbing my yarn and just giving this a shot of, yeah, just diving into it. But I think why it's coming so easy and accurately is because this is my second time to make this top. My first time was actually much harder because I was working with a granny stripe stitch. So guys, I know that we are on the right track right now. Okay, the essence of all that is to have our back part a little higher. If you look at your t-shirts or anything, you find that your back part is actually a little higher up your neck than your front part. So that's exactly what we are trying to mimic. So what is going to happen here is you are going to just chain 4, turn your work, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet in the next, all the way until you have a total of let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you are going to work this until you have a total of 9 rows from here up to there. So just work 4 more rows, okay, of just this. And when you have your 4 rows complete, you are going to work 1, 2, 3, a total of 3 rows of an increase for your armpit. I hope you guys have understood that, because I'm going to let you guys work this, and when I get back you should be like at this point, just like where we are right now. Work a total of 9, that is from here up to here, and then work 3 rows of the increase, so that you have the very same number of rows from here up to here at the back. Because now why we are not increasing this is because this was for our neckline, which we have already achieved the same number of chain gaps here across, just like we have at the bottom here across. So you just need to work these rows and have it matching. When I get back, you should be at that point, okay? So guys, I have mine complete, and this is how it looks like. That's the back and this is the front. Okay, yes, so I'm going to work towards joining my these two ends together so that I have a complete sleeve. Okay, like part for my sleeve. But again, let me just measure this so I can give you guys a glimpse of what width I am working with. I have a 17-inch width, okay, but I know it's going to go all the way to 17.5, and that means it is 35. Yeah, if it goes up to 17.5, it will be 35 inches of width. Okay, so I don't know what you guys are working with, but of course it stretches. So for our bust, even if you're like 38, this is going to perfectly fit your bust because it can also stretch out. That is length, width of it without the stretch. Okay, but then also you don't want something too big because you know you just need that thing that literally just matches with the width of your bust. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, the width of your bust, so that yeah, it's just the exact figure. Now here I'm going to chain 4. So I want you guys to be very keen on this, and into the very first stitch I am going to work, still I've made an increase, a double crochet, so chain 1, skip 1, do this, work a double crochet in the next, and do this until you come to the other end of right here. So that's why I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So I've come to the end and I have to make that increase, so I chain 1, and into this very same stitch I work a double crochet, yarn over, actually to be on a safer side I must work 2 double crochets together for this and this. So I'll insert my hook in there, okay, and now just work the 2 double crochet together thing just like that, so that I've joined them and so they become one stitch. So chain 1, again into that very stitch you work a double crochet, that's to make an increase on this side as well. So if you can see, we have joined these two just like that. Okay, and now continue with 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of the row on the other side. So that's why I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So once here you work your second double crochet in there and just get to this side and work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch of the 4 that started this row. Just like that. Okay, so we have joined literally all the ends. Okay, so now what we are going to do is not different from what we have been doing. You chain 4 times. Please remember to turn your work for every row. Okay, so chain 4, skip this, and then into the next you work a double crochet. See that? Chain 1, skip 1, into the next you work a double crochet, and this you are going to do all the way around. Okay, when you get here, of course you work a double crochet here, chain 1, work a double crochet here, chain 1, work a double crochet here, because the joint of these 2 double crochets became 1 stitch. Okay, so don't forget that. Just work the very same things we have been working. When you get back here, When you get back here, you are going to have a double crochet in here, then chain one and work a slip stitch into the third chain stitch of the four that started the row. And this you are going to repeat until you have the length of the top that you want. So I'm going to let you guys work the body of your top, okay? And so guys, as you can see, I have finished working my top, and that's the length I have. Let me just tell you how many rows I worked. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, okay, from the armpits. So what I am going to do here, I'm going to change my hook and work with a 4.5 millimeter hook. I know it's not going to make sense, but it makes sense because the border design will actually look well placed. It won't look, I don't know how to, the 6 millimeter might give us some sort of like loose stitches, but you want the border fine and like fitted fine on the edges, okay? That's the only reason as to why I'm changing a hook. So I'm just going to chain 2, okay, yarn over into this very first stitch. I will work 2 double crochets, actually 3 double crochets, just like that. Now I'm going to skip 2 chain gaps, or let's say I'm skipping 1 2 3 stitches and then working a single crochet into the 4th stitch, chaining 2 and working 3 double crochets into this very same stitch, skipping 3 stitches and working a single crochet into the 4th. Do the same, chain 2, work 3 double crochets into this stitch, skip 3 stitches and work 1 single crochet into the 4th stitch, chain 2, work 3 double crochets into this very same stitch and skip 3 stitches and work a single crochet into the 4th. So you can see what we are having, and I want you guys to like work this until you come all the way around the bottom of your top or the edge of your top, so I can now get back and show you how to work the sleeve, okay? Okay, as you can see, I have finished to work the bottom of my top. What I am going to do now is I'm going to start working the sleeve, okay? So I'm going to get in from here, just this middle stitch right there. So yes, we are going to attach our yarn just like this and chain 4. Now into this joint right here of the next double crochet post, we work a double crochet, chain 1, into the next joint you work a double crochet, because if you can see we are just working along this, chain 1, into the next you work a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next. So we are just going to literally work into the joint of these posts all the way around. Okay, so chain one, work into the next joint of the double crochet posts, chain one, do the same for the next, chain one, do the same for the next. It may look like it's wider or a little wider compared to this side, but don't worry, that is going to also be worked out, and later they will look super even to the extent no one will understand where you actually joined them from. So once you get here, you are going to work into just here at more like just the bottom of this double crochet post, just like that, chain one. And now let's also say we have skipped here and worked into the bottom of the stitch on this end. What I want is to create more like create a stitch rather than just putting it here and then skipping all the way here. The gap will actually look much more wider than it has looked on these other stitches, so that's why. And now after this, you're just going to continue with the very same thing, chaining one and working a double crochet into the next joint of the the double crochet posts. Okay, and here as you go down, I just want to show you one last thing. This is literally where we started from, okay? But then I am going to, instead of working like straight away, because here I would say I'm just going to skip all the way to here, but then what I'm going to do is I am going to work into the double crochet on this end that joined to this when we're closing up the armpit, okay? So I'm just going to find anywhere that is secure enough for my stitch to go. Okay, and work a double crochet there, then chain one. Now I will work a slip stitch. So here what I am going to do is I'm going to chain 4 and turn my work. Please remember to turn your work for every row, okay? Work a double crochet, skip one, work a double crochet in the next stitch, chain one, skip one, work a double crochet into the next stitch, chain one, skip one, work a double crochet in the next stitch. So literally here we are just going to resume with what we have been doing, okay? Let me just show you how it looks like. You literally cannot tell, you can't tell that this was joined onto this unless you get to see this. You get my point? So you are just now going to continue with the very same pattern. Get here, work a slip stitch, chain 4, turn your work, do the very same thing until you have the length of the sleeves that you desire. I am working long sleeves, so mine are about 24 length, 24 inch length, okay? So I'm going to let you guys run this until you have that, then I'll get back and show you what to do next. So guys, I've just let mine on the side, put mine on the side, but then I want to show you how the sleeve has to look like. Okay, I haven't worked my second sleeve, but this is how it looks like. Once you get to the edges, you're going to do the very same thing we have done at the bottom of our top here. That's the very same thing you are going to do here. So now I am going to work on my neckline. So for my neckline, I'm going to get my 6mm hook, the one I used to work the body of my sweat of my top. Okay, and I'll insert it anywhere I would love to start from, then work a chain and work a single crochet into that very same stitch. Now I'm going to work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, but what I do is I work one into the post and the other into the joint. Okay, just like this. That's one, and then the second one into the joint, just like that. One single crochet and the second one into the joint. If that is going to confuse you, please and please and please just work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post all the way around until you get to the end and work a slip stitch. Okay, but then let me just show you what happens when you get to these chain stitches that we worked here for the bridge. Okay, so what happens here is you will work 1 single crochet into the chain gap and then the other into the double crochet stitch. 1 single crochet in the chain gap and the other into the double crochet stitch, and just go on and on with this. Okay, until you come to the end of the bridge, then resume with what I had told you, 2 single crochets for every chain every double crochet post. Okay, just like that. So do this all the way around until you come to the end right here and work a slip stitch. When I get back, I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay guys, I have finished working on my edge, but this is what I'm going to do. Once again, I'm going to get my 4.5mm hook, and I am going to do the very same border design I worked. So I'll chain 2 and work 3 single crochets into this very same stitch, and I'm going to skip 3 stitches, 1 2 3, and now into the 4th right there I'm going to work a single crochet and then chain 2, work 3 double crochets into this very same stitch, skip 1 2 3 stitches and then work a single crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, work your 3 double crochets, skip 3, and into the 4th you work a single crochet. You see how it looks like? So I'll just go on and on with this all the way around until I get to the end of my row. So do this all the way around until you get back to this point, and then cut your yarn and weave in your ends. I'm just going to get back and show you what we do next from here. Okay guys, I love it. Do you see that this is super neat? Do you see that? Oh my god, I love it. Okay, so this is how your neckline has to look like. Loving how mine looks like. So I'm just going to put this aside and now start working on my sunflowers. Already made a few of these. As you can see, don't they look cute? They do. I think they do. I think they do. Yes, because I like them already. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through how to make yours. I'll just put this aside. First of all, I'm going to throw away my 4.5mm hook and grab onto my 3.5mm hook. Okay, reason is I need tighter stitches and also to have them look a little smaller, because if I work with a bigger hook, even my sunflower will be a little huge, but I want just the perfect size. We very much know sunflowers are always huge, but then just I want a perfect size that I can place onto my top, and it's not like over exaggerated, it's just enough. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make a magic circle. Once I have that, I am going to yarn over, insert my hook into the magic circle and work a single crochet, and then I'm going to chain one, yarn over, and I'm going to work 10 double crochets into the magic circle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. And I'll pull this end and then go all the way and work a single crochet into the very first double crochet stitch that we worked. So the chain one and single crochet that started all this does not count as a stitch. So once I've closed it up like that, I am going to chain 2. Also, the chain 2 does not count as a stitch. So into this very first stitch, I am going to work 2 double crochets and then work 2 double crochets into every stitch all the way around. So this gives me a total of 20 stitches. Okay, right there. So we are going to work a slip stitch into the double crochet post, the double crochet that started the row, and from here I'm going to cut my yarn and get my color yellow. Here we go. So I'm just going to place this onto that and chain 2. This is going to act as a stitch, but then I'm not going to work into this. Instead, I'm going to skip that and work into more like in between the 2 double crochets that we worked for every stitch. So in between there is where I'm going to work my stitches, and here I'm going to work a half double crochet. Remember, I said that chain 2 is going to act as a stitch, so this is my second stitch, and I'm going to chain 1. In the very same stitch, I work two half double crochets. Okay, I'm going to skip 1. Into the next stitch, I work 2 half double crochets, chain 1, 2 half double crochets, all in the very same stitch. Then go again, skip 1 and work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch, chain 1, 2 half double crochets again in the very same stitch. Okay, skip 1, work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch, chain 1, 2 half double crochets again in the very same stitch. So do this until you get to the end of your row. That's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do next. So once at the end of it all, you are going to work a slip stitch into the chain 2 that started the row. Okay, now you're going to yarn over, skip this stitch, and into the chain 1 space that you worked, you are going to work 4 double crochets, chain 1, 4 double crochets all in the very same stitch. Now you're going to skip these 2 stitches and work a single crochet in between them. In between, literally in between these 2 half double crochets and the next 2 half double crochets, right there. So skip 2, into the chain 1 space, you work 4 double crochets, chain 1, 4 double crochets again, all in the very same stitch. Now skip 2 and work a single crochet in there, skip 2 and into the chain 1 space, you work 4 double crochets, chain 1, 4 double crochets, all in the very same stitch. And then you skip 2 and work a single crochet in there. See that? So you are going to do this all the way around until you come to the end of your row and work a slip stitch. So I'll let you just work your flower, and then I'll get back and show you what to do next. So I finished working my flower, and I'm just going to slip stitch into the very first stitch there. I'll get my scissors and cut that. Secure my end. Okay, so now guys, I'm going to grab my needle. It's a little bit big and I prefer using this. And now I am going to get my top, guys. I'm super excited on how this is going to turn out. Bringing me. So I'm just going to place it any place of my choice. I don't like to place it at the titties because it will look very I just want to place one here and then one here and probably one there because they're so big, so I don't want to like over place them. Okay, so I'm going to get in from the bottom, but then remember I'm going to be working into, sorry, I just want one strand of this, so just make one longer than the other end because I want to work with one strand. Yes, so here I'm going to go in from there. I'm just going to be working into this row of the first yellow row, and I'm going to pull this. Please remember not to work this tightly, as it's going to it may distort the shape of our flower, or even the tighten our top, which we don't want. So I'm going to get in, make sure you're also getting in into any stitches on this end, okay, so that it is fully attached. So I'll get in and get out from the next stitch, and then get in from the next and get out from there. This really won't be hard, but I just want it neat. That's the thing, okay? So I'm going to get in into the next stitch and get out in the next, get in into the next, and yeah, like that, and then get out from there. Okay, so I'll get into the next stitch, get out, get in, and get out. Sometimes you're not going to grab on the top because you know it is mesh and we are attaching something that is okay. You see where we're headed? At least we can say it's getting attached somehow, somewhere. So just be keen and make sure you are not just passing your yarn through but attaching it. So I'll get in, and get out, and then get in and get out. Yes, so this is what will happen. Okay, so just do that all the way around and attach your flower. So I'll say at least we have learned how to work our top and also place our sunflowers onto it. So I'll say I have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much guys for watching. I love you all. Please go and join my Facebook group. It's Nita Crochets Community. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching once again. I'm going to see you in my next tutorial. Goodbye.